What's up guys, ZFarls here, and in this video we're going to go over my top 5 favorite offensive budget players in Madden 18, plus I'll link in the description the list to my full budget sheet. This covers offense, it covers defense, it covers players of budgets at all different calibers. So it's got gold players, it's got the next level that you upgrade after those gold players, and then it's got the top guys you're chasing after. It goes after speed tight ends, blocking tight ends, so whatever the role you need for your offense or your position, it covers that on defense and offense. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because we're constantly updating that list all season long. So you might have saw in our last video we went over defense, but in this one I'm back on offense. First guy up is an offensive lineman, and how I build my lines in Madden 18 is I get to a competent level of strength, about 83, 82 to 84 is where I'm looking for golds, possibly low elites. And then I pick either pass block or run block, and I try and build a line that's all pass blockers or all run blockers. Or I build the left side of my line as run blockers and the right side as pass blockers. And I'm constantly testing and see what will get the job done. So I like to have maybe 10 offensive linemen, all golds, and you can kind of shuffle them into the formations where you tend to run or where you tend to pass. Or if you find a formation where you really like to run off the right side, you can put your best run blockers over there. That is the best, cheapest way to build. I do have a balanced line on my budget sheet, but sometimes that can bring down the overalls. You might get a guy that has 75 and 75 run block and pass block when you could get a guy that has 81 pass block if that's what you're going to be doing mostly. Next up is the Birdman. He is a receiver. I think he has very good speed. Obviously JJ Nelson's available, and then of course John Ross, but I think John Ross is going to cost a lot of coins. I think if you get Bird in for just straight streaks downfield and kick returns, possibly some drags, he can be effective in your offense. I would like to see you go up to the next level. JJ Nelson, you'll see him on this sheet, but I don't expect John Ross to be very inexpensive, and that's why I didn't put him on this budget list, but I do think you could chase him for that next tier. Next up is Dennis Pitta. Him and Julius Thomas, they have very similar ratings, and these guys are really nicely balanced tight ends. You get the two of them to start the year. There's not a lot of upgrades between Jordan Reed, Rob Gronkowski, Travis Kelce. Like, that middle tier is either you get these two goals or you get those top end guys. There's not a lot of dudes in the middle. Like Tyler Eifert's still going to cost you a bunch. He does only some things well. So tight ends, you can really focus on, do I want a run blocker? Do I want a big, tall spec guy? Do I want a speed guy? I have a very, very good speed tight end in Evan Ingram from the Giants. I like what he brings to the table for a gold. But you can see my full budget list of how I break up my tight ends and who else I might find. But Pitta and Thomas, they're going to hold up for you a long, long time. Next up is the second most elite quarterback in the NFL, Joe Flacco, right behind Eli Manning. This gold here, he has 84 throw power. It's the highest throw power for a gold, and it's pretty much the only serviceable gold quarterback that there is. I like that he is at least 70s. Obviously, you want to try and get to 80s. Maybe you go with the GOAT Tom Brady if you really need a quarterback. Quarterbacks are pretty tough early in the season. To go to a mid-tier guy, you're going to have to get up to like a Matt Stafford, and he's not really, he's more at the 85s, not really at the 80. So Flacco does the bulk of what you need. If you want to go for a more mobile quarterback like Mariota, you're not going to get the throw power. You're still going to get the bad throws because you're in the 70s as well, but you will at least get that extra element of speed. All right, last guy is Jerry Rice, and I'm not bringing him up because he's a budget player, but this is the GOAT edition. So he has 84 route running. So normally what I like to do is go in and I dig and I say, who's the best route runner I can find? Well, Dontrell Inman for gold has 74 route running, and there's really nobody else. I think Brandon LaFell, some other guys are decent with their route running, but for the most part, you're not going to find good route running in a gold, which means you need to bump up to an elite. And even elite receivers at the lowest tier do not run routes very well. Route running is important for beating man coverage. I find man coverage very effective in this year's game. I think you need a guy who can beat man coverage, and I don't think you're going to find it from a gold. I think you go, Martavis Bryant's going to be gold, but he's usually going to be expensive because people know him. Curse is good. For run blocking, there's some golds that are available, but I really think you're going to have to spend a little bit at receiver, and that's why I think the gold offensive line that we talked about is very, very good. So there's some balance, guys, but none of them can really run routes, so you're going to have to use tight ends. You're going to have to use halfbacks out of the backfield. You're going to have to find ways, find routes to beat man-to-man coverage. We're going to cover that on this channel to teach you how to beat those in different schemes. We're crushing it from Seattle right now. Over on Twitch, you can check that out. But this is what I wanted to call out, is 74 route running on a gold. That's the highest you're going to get. He's pretty solid. otherwise, but at least I could understand now if folks do decide to go with Jerry Rice, because the Moss only has 82. So that's some strategy, that's some talk, that's some kind of seeing where all the ratings fall into line. But that's one rating I noticed you're not going to find a ton of in the gold area. So don't look for too much route running in your budget players. You might have to bump up to that next level, find yourself looking after a Jordy Nelson, and that's always going to cost you premium coins, but you'll get a lot of value out of his balance. So until next time, guys, this is Farls. Check out the budget sheet, subscribe to the channel. We'll have more guys coming in. Any questions? Hopefully the defensive side helped you. And until next time, don't forget to lock up.